What is going on, guys? We're back on another video. Today we are doing another rebuild on Madden 19 Connected Franchise. It is a fantasy rebuild of the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, after this weekend's draft, we know that the Ravens really wanted to address wide receiver, and that's exactly what they did. The question is, can we just get some wide receivers right here, some proven guys, maybe make it a little bit easier? We will probably do the real-life rookie class as well, just to keep up with the NFL draft trend. And, this team has a decent defense still. CJ Mosley most likely not going to stay with us. Obviously, a lot of you guys probably want us to start doing the real-life rosters technically. However, I think it would leave us with not a whole lot to do next year, so I think we're just going to mix in a blend of, the real-life rosters and or the draft class to keep it fresh, but also not completely ruin next year. We trade Judon and sixth round pick to the Cardinals for their first round pick. We know in real life they had the first overall pick. Hopefully that continues. So we have to trade Joe Flacco, Ty Montgomery, and the 5th round pick this year for the first round pick from the Miami Dolphins. Guy that I haven't really been able to get lately is Leonard Williams. We traded Alex Collins, Tim Williams, and Javoris Allen for him. We trade Zadarius Smith, Hayden Hurst, and Adam Levine for... It's not even Adam Levine. it's Anthony Levine, I believe. Maroon. The Ravens love their tight ends. We trade Suggs and Jimmy Smith plus a 3rd round pick for George Kittle. We land, back-to-back really good offensive weapons. We trade Brandon Carr, Edwards, and Dixon to the Giants for their first round pick. Crappy missed it, but Michael Crabtree in a 4th this for the Bills' first round pick, which I will be using to try and get a better wide receiver. I'm just hoping this wasn't too much of a reach. Pick 8, Eric Weddle and Tony Jefferson for Devontae Adams. We're kind of we're tearing down this above average team to collect some really talented players. I'm just hoping we have enough trade bait to fill the positions that we did tear down. It feels a little steep, but Brandon Williams, Skura, and a 2nd round next year for Jamal Adams. So they lose Leonard Williams, but they gain a different Williams. We trade Nick Boyle for Andre Hall, which is an absolute steal and a half. So we snag Joel Bitonio for Max Williams and a 6th round. A lot of teams around the league looking for tight ends. Can't find them. Fortunately, there's some positions you just almost can never get in Madden 19, and that's, pass rushing linebacker. John Brown, Mark Andrews, and a 1st round pick next year for Myles Garrett, who will be primed to play the outside linebacker role for us. We trade Urban and Onwuasor for the 1st round pick from the Raiders. I know we're sacrificing a little bit of our coverage, but that's fine because I think we can easily fill some of these needs in the draft. We got weaker in some spots, however, we loaded up on picks. We did get a lot of better top-tier players. This team really didn't have a lot of top-tier players before we traded, so we have a lot of those top-tier guys that are going to be elite. And with those draft picks, we should be able to fill up the needs. Wide receiver, probably one of the bigger ones, but that's good because coming into this draft, there's going to be a lot of guys that we can choose from. Well, here's the starting roster going into the first season. We obviously have a lot of upside, a lot of holes as well, though. Offensive line is looking decent. However, Yanda is going to take a bit of a step back coming up. If he even stays on the team, he might retire. Who damn knows? Need a new backup quarterback. We'll do that. Elliott's a great starter. We need a new wide receiver. Defense is really where we're starting to have the holes now. We need a new backup middle linebacker. We need a new pass rusher. We need a new cornerback. We probably need a new defensive end. But we have a lot of draft picks coming up. I don't know if we have our own. If we do, we probably should trade it away because even though we're an 83 overall, I expect this team to do pretty damn well. Oh, damn. We have 5 first-round picks. So let's get rid of 20 and trade it away for something next year probably. We trade 20 this year for the Dolphins next year first. So we have to negotiate. Michael Pierce definitely gets a contract. 5-year deal. Let's nod that out right away. Happy to sign. There you go. CJ Mosley, a guy that obviously the Ravens would love to keep. Not willing to stay on the team for that cheap. So you can't really blame them for getting rid of him in real life. But of course here, with that cheap of a deal, we have to keep him. So we projected ourselves to do pretty damn well, at least make the playoffs. Hence why we got rid of our first-round pick. And as I said, hence why, that's words. Now, 10-6 is a great season. You might be like, wow, why isn't he more excited? Well, at one point we were 7-1, so we lost 5 games. and only won 3. 3-5 to finish the season is not super great. If you're going to heat up, if you're going to do well, you want to heat up rather than cool down near the end of the season. So I'm not sure how that's going to lead us to a good, set of wins, but it's fine. We got a really good season on Lamar Jackson here. Devontae probably went off. Actually, not at all. Willie Snead went off. What dev was he before? Normal? Oh, man. If he wasn't normal, if he was quick before, he would have been really good. George Kittle, still young, does not drop in dev. He's had a 10 touchdown season anyways. Speaking of sacks, not super great. I think if this team wants to really do some special things, we need to honestly just completely change this team around and fit it for Myles Garrett. Of course, we have 2 really good players that can play on the interior, so Pierce and Leonard Williams can move to DT. I don't know how the hell Ayers is in here, but all right. We could move Garrett down, down. We do need 2 coverage linebackers, that would mean, though, so I don't know if that's worth the risk, but I think it's probably worth it. I think if we were able to oh my lord. I think if we were able to somehow win a Super Bowl here, this would be a dynasty easily, because we're going to have a really good draft. This was kind of maybe we can make a playoffs run. Maybe we can have a series. Maybe we can win a game. I don't know. But definitely looking forward more to the draft than this specific season. All right, Simeon fast. We are going left to right, which means our defense did a good job stopping them in scoring. However, that's not the exact case in the second quarter. Although there it is, late before the third. Huge stop and go. Start of the fourth quarter, it's not looking very great for us, but even if they score, exactly, we're still up, and we have a good chance to get down the field. 3rd and 4, this is a situation where I would debate going for it. What are they going to do? 62 yard. I mean, it is Justin Tucker. It is a punt. They decided to punt it, and they made a right decision as the defense stops. However, this is pretty much going to guarantee a lead change because the offense cucks it. However, maybe not with C.J. Mosley with an interception. Offense, terrible, 9-yard gain. I really don't want to keep, obviously we didn't come in anyways, but I don't want to, interfere all the time. But at the same time, something's got to give. You got Lamar Jackson. How can you not gain a yard? How can you not gain a yard with Lamar Jackson? It's almost impossible. And with that conversion, we should take a 4-point lead. We do. Defense starting to fail us a little bit, and that's exactly why you go for it. Because now we're down by 3. We would have been probably out of the game if we didn't get that conversion. And speaking of conversions, 4th and 1. You know what? We're going to let the AI do it. It's not like we're desperate to win. I do want to win, but we're not to that point where I believe we deserve it. I don't trust the AI at all, so we're going to try and throw the ball more. This is the worst wide receiver on the team, and he's got the primary route. So maybe we can catch him off guard. And it's such a good route. It doesn't matter how good the guy is because he's all the way down to the 22-yard line. I really don't trust this game. I just have a funny feeling they're going to let this thing not go to overtime. Watch this. Please tell me you missed the kick. Please tell me this game is actually so broken. I swear he didn't even miss. I guarantee we didn't even try to kick the ball. I guarantee it. It's not what we're looking for. 4th quarter, we had a Chris Moore play all the way down the field. They threw the ball down to the 1-yard line and ran out of time with 1 timeout remaining. Nice. I don't want to look at the stats because this game's broken. It's honestly just so annoying, man. Every little thing with this game, every little thing, there's always, and I'm not going to go into every little thing going to be, no, it's not going to be all right because every little thing on this game is broken. Any little thing you can think of. Oh, the sim is all right. No, it's unrealistic. Ooh, the free agency, that's kind of fun. Unrealistic. People get overpaid. Ooh, contracts, they're not getting paid enough. Ooh, the draft, the combine grades aren't even true sometimes. I hate this. Looking at re-signings, I don't want anyone. We're an 88 overall team now. We're missing a center. Yonda retired. Really, Yonda? You were 33, not 43. Yonda retires, so we have 2 offensive linemen to replace. Wide receiver still a big need. However, Willie Snead may be able to hold one of the spots, so that may save us a little bit. We want to move to a 4-3. We'll see if we can do that. Defense, honestly, after Yonda retiring, looks to be a little bit in better shape than the offense almost at this rate. Sheldon Richardson, no thank you. Josh Gordon, he's still here. Darrell Williams always getting super overpaid. Preston Smith. Whoever we traded Zadarius Smith to decided to re-sign him, which is not a super common practice. Was it the Packers, actually? Who did we trade to the Packers for Devontae? I don't even remember. I don't really like anyone that's here, so to the draft. So at the end of the draft, I kind of forgot to... So we have pick 4. Not looking super great, though. I'm only seeing pick 4 here. I kind of forgot to take a look at middle linebackers. I probably should have. Pick 4, 8, 17, 20. Not great at all, especially with such a stacked class. I really want Devin White. Devin Bush would be nice, too, but I want Devin White more. I think we could still end up targeting a guy like Sweat. I think he'd be actually kind of sick to get. Rashawn Gary, super fast too. Could play DT for us. I don't know. We don't need a DT though, so I'm not really worried about that. We need a cornerback. Unfortunately, this isn't the super stacked cornerback class. Wide receivers, you got guys like Metcalf, Marquise, AJ, Hakeem, Paris. You have a guy like Mecole Hardman later on. Debo. Andy Isabella. You know, the main guys we're really looking for are primary wide receivers, so I'm not really sure exactly if we can go elsewhere. Tight end, obviously, is a position we filled. Offensive line is a position we really need. Jonah Williams would not be a bad choice by any means. So we kind of know what we want. Do we want to take someone all the way at number 4, though? If Devin White's there, we'll take him. I probably should have went one by one to see. Devin White is there. We are pretty damn desperate for coverage linebacker. Let's actually make sure there's no one else like even more insane there. So Devin White, like, oh, Nick Bosa and Josh Allen, man. Nick Bosa is almost always superstar dev, so we're going to go Nick Bosa. 84 overall, steal and a half at pick number 4. Honestly, I don't even know what went above. You know, we had Ed Oliver there. The Packers and landed nice draft picks. The Chiefs are actually desperate for a middle linebacker, aren't they? The Chiefs have middle linebacker kind of up there. They could go with a guy like Jonah, though. I don't know how much pick 8 would cost to move up. I think with 3rd next year would be fine. Not to them, though. It is a fantasy. Kenny Young and pick 8 for pick number 5. Of course, this will be Devin White for us 100% of the way. No questions about it. Devin White, enjoy the stay, buddy. 89 speed. Honestly, I'm probably going to adjust that. 4.42 I think he ran a 4.41 or a 4.42. That's got to be 90 speed minimum. I think the team needs another beastly receiver. Superstar? We're giving players giving Metcalf superstar? I mean, I'll take it, but I think he probably deserves, like, maybe at most star dev. Greedy Williams. Offensive line is nice, but guards, you know, we're missing guards, really. Guards aren't that hard to get, so I'd probably rather go with the cornerback route. Thing about that is, though, there's not very many corners. What about... Where's Juan? Juan Thornhill's kind of a hybrid, like it says. I'd kind of be interested in seeing what he could do at cornerback if we can maybe trade back. I don't know. True, I'm going to go with Garrett Bradbury. Quick dev, 77 overall. I'm going to give him star dev. I think he's one of the best linemen in the class. Noah Fant to the Packers late first. Oh, I wish it would have happened. God, I wish it would have happened. I think the Packers still landed a great tight end, but Jesus. Noah Fant would have been something. So we trade a 3rd and a 4th next and more for the 4th round this year. A little steep, but it's for a cornerback that I think is going to definitely be very good. Cheevers, anyone else? Cheevers looks pretty damn good, just some of these potentials. I think we may have went with him once before. And normal dev, he looks pretty familiar, but normal dev is a little rough, but that's fine. I think Willie Snead was great for us, but at the end of the day, he's 26. I don't know what the contract situation is looking like. I'd probably rather just go with one of the wide receivers here. Paris Campbell looks to be that guy, and then some. Going to take him normal dev, 76 overall. Very fast player, though, so I'm very happy with that pick. The dev is a little bit low, though. Did have, Mecole Hardman there, but I don't think there was really much more we could do that would be worth a trade up. Here we go, the draft recap. We landed some amazing players that are obviously going to push us to the next level. We landed 6 players, all starting caliber guys. Let's take a look at who we may have went with instead. So Jawan Taylor went all the way to number 2. Quinnen Williams, number 1, which makes no sense there. I mean, it makes sense for the Broncos, but at the same time, you can't pass up on, Bosa. If you're going to pass up on Bosa, you might as well just trade down and let someone else take him and still get your guy. Devin White, of course. We landed 2 really good defensive players. Josh Allen with his star dev. I really think he probably should have had superstar. Brian Burns, what dev does he have? Quick. Rashawn Gary, 81 overall. Star dev. Packers guy. Please learn things. Please learn things for me. Jordan Williams. Montez Sweat. The Packers landed. Wow. Okay, so in losing Devontae, the Packers landed Christian Wilkins. They landed Montez Sweat and I believe Noah Fant. That's a pretty good set of draft players you got there. What about Byron Murphy? How good is he? Star dev, good cornerback. Was kind of wanting him, but we missed him by a pick. So, Greedy Williams, is he overrated? He, I think, is kind of overrated. It is what it is, though. We had a great draft. We're not really missing a whole lot. Maybe another lineman. Did we get enough coverage linebackers? Probably not. But we got 2 coverage linebackers, which is pretty cool. So we may have a little bit of trade bait, which hopefully we do, because we need to get maybe 1 or 2 more players. We're going to change the scheme to a 4-3, so changing everything around, really. And then we should be set to start the next season. Steal and a half. Tyus Bowser, Willie Henry, and pick 4 for Deion Jones. I don't know if he's going to be playing middle linebacker, and we're going to move Mosley over. I think that's probably going to be the case. But we have easily the best linebacker core in the league, and probably the fastest linebacker in the core in the league. I know CJ is not the fastest guy in the world, but Deion Jones and Devin White make for one hell of a fast linebacking situation. Not really. We just need an offensive line, which I think can easily be had here. We swap guards with the Panthers. It is the Panthers, actually, for 2 fifth-round picks. I don't know why I didn't think it was the Panthers for a second. Scott and Kennedy for the Packers' second-round pick next year. I don't think we're going to be able to get another first this year, and literally all we have is pick 9. I don't even know what team that is. Yeah, I don't think we can afford it, so we blew the whole team in the draft and all that, unless Cyrus Jones is tradable. In the draft and then whatever trade we just made, I think we're going to be down to 1 draft pick, which is fine because, once again, I think we built one hell of a team here. This team, assuming we can afford it, is all we need. We don't need anyone new if we can afford what we have. Jones, Hurst, and pick 6 next year for the Saints second-round pick. It's not going to be a good second-round pick, but it's something new. I don't know. It's the best we're going to do. We have to get some depth, work around the roster a little bit, and we're going to have easily a playoff contention team, maybe even a Super Bowl contention team here. I'm excited for it. So we get to pay Deion Jones. No problem, Atlanta. Oh, geez, we can actually afford a lot of players. Going into the season, we had like 30 mil. A lot more than that now. We're going to sign Ezekiel Elliott to a 6-year deal. I tried to get Saquon Barkley, but he's almost impossible to get, which makes no sense because Zeke always has the most success out of any running back in Madden Sim. Second closest would probably be Gurley. I know, in fairness, Saquon does get to a 99 overall very quickly, and he's a god, but actual, stat success and MVP status, it's almost always Zeke of any of the running backs. Tavon's going to get a nice cheap 5-year deal. We don't really need a fullback, but if you're going to sign any fullback, you might as well go with Patrick Richard. I'm going to call him Richard. I would assume it's Richard, and his family just didn't know that there's an H there. I don't know, which is ironic because it's the last name. No problem, Patrick Richard. I just completely crapped on your family for no reason. Just things I do, just for, fun. So like we said, we were waiting for that draft, and we should have an amazing team here. Easily the best in the league right now. And we're set for the future, so here we are with a 14-2 season. Very good stuff because we started out 7-1. This time we actually finished out with pretty much a 7-1. We doubled it. So I'll definitely take anything with a 1 at the end. Doubled, basically. Not money in real life. I'd take more than that. Lamar Jackson did have a down year. However, it's probably because of... Nope, it's not because of Zeke. We just didn't really score a lot of touchdowns, apparently. Receivers, I don't know. We might have to start finding a scheme that actually fits. With Superstar Dev, though, Metcalf on practice squad as well. He's a god, but maybe we need a scheme that actually throws to maybe 2 to 3 receivers instead of like 15 of them. Nick Bosa, very disappointing season. Not going to lie, if he's healthy and he only puts up 7.5, I think there's going to be a little bit of annoyance there from San Fran, I believe. Obviously, it's not all about just sack production, because of course Justin Smith and Niner himself took all the double teams in the world, helped Alden Smith look like a god. Same with Ahmad Brooks, and obviously he was amazing in the trenches. So sometimes it's not about that. That's why I'm really hoping Rashawn Gary's great for the Packers. If not, it's gonna definitely reflect poorly on us. Not gonna lie, they took the risk. If you take a risk, you better hope it works out, or at least above average workout. And honestly, the Patriots, who are like 10 overalls, maybe 11 overalls under us, it shouldn't even be close. However, you can see here, we're only up by 7 now. Defense is killing it, but even then, there's only so much you can do when your offense is just giving up the ball almost instantly. Here we score a touchdown in the 4th. It is the Patriots, so I will give them credit for having an insane name when it comes to simming. Where do we see a 1-point lead late in the game before? Oh, when we choked the game last season. Good job with the touchdown, of course. Defense doing a decent job, and really, oh my lord, to N'Keal. Lads, I didn't force, obviously they have Dwayne Haskins. I didn't choose any of this business. I'm going to let the AI choose the play. I'm going to play DT. I'll user it just so, I'm not a wasted space. They scored a touchdown to walk off the game. Of course, they're going to need the 2-point conversion to win this thing, though. So let's take a look exactly if they can do it. We're going to play as Leonard Williams here. I did not do any adjustments, I promise you. And inside, they're going to run the ball. Terrible decision. They should have threw slants. Instead, they didn't. And, yeah, not a great decision for the Patriots. I will take it, though, because we're on to the championship game already because of the bye week. Dwayne Haskins with 300 yards. Lamar Jackson was horrendous, but of course we have an amazing team front to back, and it obviously helps having that to close out a game, even when your star quarterback is struggling. So we are going against the another 8-8 team. I believe that's what the Patriots were, weren't they? I don't understand where these 8-8 teams are coming from, but they're apparently dominating. A little bit better weather, can't lie. We're starting off very strong here. Very strong. Defense doing a really good job as well. Holding them to 3 points. Running game, strong. Offense is looking very good. Looking the part here. Dominating the Chargers early here. And this, I don't think you could choke this game away, surely. And we cannot. That field goal pretty much puts it away. Even though they're putting a very good show on here. To only lose the game by 3. We really played the conservative way. Risky as hell, but we did finish out. Ezekiel Elliott with 166 yards and a touchdown. Even without that long, it still would have been a really good game for him. Lamar Jackson did well, obviously. Just not putting up the yards that we want him to. Ravens obviously look to run the ball a little bit more than most teams, though, so I can't really blame it. Jamal and C.J. Mosley combined for 3 picks. Mosley with a really good game. I think we made a mistake as well. I know we didn't. Did we? Wait, do we even have Mosley starting, actually? I don't remember moving him around. Oh, my lord, we didn't even have Mosley starting. I auto-reordered, and I must have forgot to actually make him a left outside linebacker, which really sucks. It's fine, though, because, we made it here without him. Just imagine how good we're going to be with him now. So this should... I might not even be able to finish this recording. All my batteries are dead. So, of course, we move on to the biggest stage possible. The Super Bowl going against the Rams. A very tough team to beat in Sim. Hey, we were definitely the best team in the AFC. Can't really say the same for the Rams, but they're good. 11-5 Rams versus the Ravens here. We went almost undefeated. I can't even remember exactly what the 2 games were that we lost, but almost undefeated. Going against the 88 overall Rams, there's no team that glowed up as much as we have, as the probably 10-year-old girls say. Welcome to the party. No, retract what I just said. Okay, that's not what we meant. Welcome to that age group, because I'm acting like a child. Sorry. Starting off the Super Bowl with 0 points in the first. They take the first lead. We tie that game up. Defense is doing an amazing job as it has, locking up nicely. Start of the second half. We are now up by 14 points in the Super Bowl, up by 21, and this is not looking good for them. We're going to slow it down. We're going to still sim fast, but we're just going to click A because I think it gives whoever's on the field at that point on offense, the better chance. But obviously that doesn't matter here, as we have built an amazing roster, 31-7, dominating the Rams. The Rams would be very disappointed. Fans would be hugely disappointed. I don't remember who the hell won the Super Bowl first year. I can't really remember. Who was it? Was it the Texans? I don't even remember. But either way, in 3 years, 2 Super Bowl losses. Embarrassing one as well. Offensive, just complete shutdown. Nowhere to go with the ball. Not doing well. Who's going to be the MVP for us? Probably Ezekiel Elliott, right? He's usually the guy that carries this team to the promised land. Is that going to be the case? Is it Ezekiel Elliott? No, it's Lamar Jackson. 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, 0% completion percentage. Wow. 252 some yards without completing a pass. That's pretty impressive stuff, Lamar. Let me tell you, you're one of a kind. Lamar definitely underperforming, but still, at least the last 2 games, he was very precise. Didn't turn the ball over. That's the main factor. When you have a team this good, as long as you don't turn the ball over, that's the main goal. Some really good players across the board. Tons and tons of superstars. If we didn't even have the real-life rookie class, it would still be hard for us to decide who gets on the thumbnail. But with those guys, it's virtually impossible. I think Lamar has to be in the cover. I think you probably put the 2 other, 2 top rookies, whoever it may be, probably Nick Bosa and Metcalf. Tough decisions, but obviously we win a Super Bowl here. So we'll do at least another season, maybe even 2, to see if we can become a dynasty if we don't win it. But if we win another one here, right here, back-to-back, I think we'll just call it there. Super successful. I knew this Ravens team was going to be good. It comes down to who the starting quarterback is. And, of course, that was Lamar Jackson. And the team already had some pretty good cornerstone youngsters. Pierce, what's his name? Humphrey, Mosley. A couple of pieces on the offensive line. 2 good tackles. Those are some really good pieces to start out with. And we went from there with some of the good trade bait the team had. Even if we didn't want to trade for young players, we still had good players that were decently young if we wanted to keep them. But we decided to move them out and upgrade, and it was a good decision because we're here dominating. Ty Montgomery, sorry, buddy. Nobody wants you. Just nobody around the league wants to keep you. So sign free agents, $55 million to work with. Biggest need would be some sort of offensive lineman. Other than that, I really can't see a need on this team right now. Corner, I guess cornerback. We built such a good team. Kendall Fuller, is he really worth it? We'd probably have to trade Cheevers off if we wanted to sign him. A 4-year, $42 million deal isn't bad by any means either. I don't think a rookie's really going to get it done for us, so I suppose we could draft running back and lineman maybe. Sign Kendall Fuller to a 5-year deal, lock him in for a while, and sign a lineman, I think. I don't want to pay too much here, though. But I will say Kendall Fuller probably easily locks us in as Super Bowl favorites. Even though we were already Super Bowl favorites because we just came off a win. 7 points over usually doesn't win it for us. But it does today. Kendall Fuller is the new number 2 cornerback on this team. Cheevers could end up being traded away. We'll see because he's young. But we've got young players here as well that are very good themselves. I suppose center or, maybe a running back, but I don't know. I think we're just going to draft running back. Draft running back and trade down in case we have a bunch of re-signings we just can't afford. And even running back might be a little bit of a reach. Pick 5. What a steal. I don't know what pick we had, but I don't know whose pick we had, but that was a good pick. Running back, Pinkston, Sean Pinkston. We really don't have a backup running back here that I like. So what the hell did this team scout? Not really a fan of what they scouted. We don't need a safety. He's a hybrid type, though. We really don't need a corner. Why did we go for Kendall? Yeah, it is what it is. Pinkston, he's not very good. Honestly, I don't know what the hell you take here. We don't have anything to take. We'll try to look for a team with a bad selection this year, but they're actually a bad team. A good selection technically, but they're a bad team. I don't know what the hell you want to call it. I'm sorry. Saints are actually offering a pretty damn good deal here, and I wouldn't even have to work on it. But I think it would be, in real life, you would easily get a draft pick at the end of this draft, at the end of the first round, and a first round next year. Not quite what we were looking for, but pick 5 and a 7th next for the Giants' first and second round pick next year. Hopefully this isn't a quarterback. If it is, we cucked ourselves. It is a middle linebacker, a great pick, but obviously that doesn't really affect the trade value or their pick value, I suppose, for next year too much. So somehow those running backs are gone. I mean, they weren't even good, but apparently they're gone. Once again, the best we could have done is an alignment. You know, we've done... How is he such a good value player? He's 7.7, but he's slow. I mean, we're going to have to draft him because he's 7.7, but you know, normally when we do these rebuilds, we do really well, and there's, you know, we do, you know, this isn't the greatest rebuild we've ever had, but it's very rare for us to have players or drafts where we just don't have anything that we can take that would give us any sort of, you know, boost. It's just nothing here. In the most Ravens move, we take a kicker with the final pick of the draft, and I don't even get to see him because he's so bad. I don't really even think there's a reason for us to take a look at the draft class, but we will. The only pick of our class was a kicker. Shout out to the guy that keeps wanting us to take a first-round kicker. Close enough, am I right? Close enough. That's like an homage to kickers. It's the only pick we had. There's only one. Brian Ricks, great player, but isn't he old? 23. It's not that old, but agility's kind of bad. It's fine though. Good pick. The Giants traded up to 5 for Rivers, who's a great player, but with normal dev, it makes him not a great player. It really doesn't. The ironic part is he can play almost any position. He can even pass rush if you want him to. Very interesting guy there, but that is what it is. I want to take a look at that wide receiver. I would say it'd be kind of easy to spot him because I'd say he'd be a good overall, but very slow. And he was also like a third rounder. He would have been like a late third rounder, though. Was this the guy? I think this was the guy. High overall, bad speed, good ability. Yeah, look at the jumping and spec is amazing with very bad speed, not great agility. He's workable at 21, but it's probably not worth the effort for them. You know, of course, we're looking to play a potential 2 seasons. Depends if we can win a Super Bowl here. We don't need to play an extra one after this, but, you know, I'm not sure exactly where we are. We look great, so I would say easily the playoffs, obviously, but Super Bowl, I don't know if we can repeat. It's going to be tough, but I think if any of the teams could do it, this one has a pretty damn good chance because of how early on it is. We have 4 second-round picks, and we're going to use our worst for second-round pick to trade our first round away if we can. The Bengals aren't even the best choice, but I'm willing to trade it away just because it's not going to be easy to get this pick off. Obviously, we could have probably sleazed them because he became a green, but it is what it is. Bengals get a little bit of value, and we're basically already ready. Honestly, I don't know. I don't want the kicker to be the XP training. So this is the team we're going into year 3 with. Very well could become a dynasty here. Very good team. We're obviously going to need to sign a backup running back, maybe a backup quarterback. Whatever backups we need to sign. We actually have a backup quarterback. We just need a backup running back, and we're ready to go. And that backup is going to be Kenyon Drake. Sorry, Ty. Enough chances for you. We have some re-signings. We have four big names because I know even the Andre Hall is a big name. There's no chance we re-sign him. It just wouldn't make any sense. Myles Garrett wants a massive deal. Luckily for us, we can afford that massive deal, and there's no way in hell his agent would decline an offer that he put forward. You know, that's the offer that basically the game's saying we're going to put that forward for you. I don't understand that. George Kittle is at that weird spot where he's going to be 31 into this contract, but that's fine because you can always get rid of him final year. Usually the final year isn't going to cost you much to get rid of him anyways, so they probably wouldn't even mind it. Either side works out for them. Marlon Humphrey gets a contract. We can afford some players. Andre Hall could, if we play an extra season, get the tag, honestly. So he only likes the contract length. He doesn't like the bonus or salary. Bumped it a bit here, and he's happy. Okay, makes sense. Sam Koch, I love you, bro. Punters are people, too. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't fight for it. Just kidding. How are you still here, Vedvik? I don't know who you are, but stop. I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at something else, but we made the playoffs at 14-2 again. Take a look at our schedule. Let's take a look at who we actually lost to this time. So we lost to the Browns, which is a very good team in Sim, even before next season. And then the Cowboys, another very good team in Sim, only by 3 this time. So let's take a look. Rivers was the MVP of the NFL. Lamar Jackson, his touchdowns keep dropping, man. It's worrisome. I will say the running backs took a lot of touchdowns, so it makes a lot of sense. Don't tell me Zeke dropped Dev. Okay, he was quick for a second there. That's not good. Devontae, he's got to be getting up there. 27 with quick dev. Interesting. If he needs a contract coming up, we may let him go with Metcalf becoming the premier guy. Nick Bosa, really good sophomore year, outshining Garrett by a little bit. Pick total, Kendall Fuller, totally worth it. Apparently goes up in dev as well. What a decision by us. Justin Tucker missed one kick. It doesn't matter because we still had a great season. He only missed one kick. That's perfectly fine. But I've got to take a look and see if that was against the Cowboys. Well, it's first, I guess we're already here. I might as well take a look at this one. It was actually the Browns. All right, interesting. Didn't matter then. So all it takes is 2 wins to be back in the Super Bowl. Going against the team that beat us regular season. We're 96 overall. They're in 88. So here we go. Look at the weather here. Looking strong. Looking good. This is playoff. This is power move weather, I'll tell you. This just makes you feel tough. Because it's good weather. I don't know how that, I don't know how it works. You stop yelling at me. That's how we start. So we gave up a safety, but we did score 7, so it is fair, although we're down by 2 now. Down by more than 2. That's an awkward number. I'm not going to do the math on it. We're up by 2. That safety is really playing a factor here. Only up by, guess what? 2. So we get the extra point. We're up by 9. A pick is going to send us probably to the championship round, and yes, it will. The defense is too good. I know they scored 29, but with how much the offense scored, or failed to score early on and turned the ball over, I would assume not bad at all. I would say the offense probably turned the ball over maybe 3 times. It didn't. It looked back and forth there. Whoa, Baker Mayfield with 5 interceptions. However, we still didn't put up 70 plus. Honestly, when a team throws 5 interceptions, that should be 70 plus category. It really should, especially in the playoffs where you're not going to take the foot off the pedal unless it's like 50-0 in the 4th, or you're the Falcons. I'm sorry, but there it is. Packers choked as well in the playoffs, so it is what it is. Going in, who we're going to go against? Who did we play before? Was it Chargers in the championship? I don't even know, but the Patriots are back with a vengeance. They're 12-4 this time. They are a worse overall, though. Or were they 85? They were 85-86, one of the two. Not super good. Here we go. This is looking good. Power move weather. Not going to do it again. I'm sorry. Let's see if we can make it back to the Super Bowl, though. This would be a nice way to finish off the rebuild with absolute, utter success. Maybe EA finally playing the sim properly. I don't know. Ravens offense, Browns defense. That's all I can tell you. 4-3 defense. Look at this game. Sorry, New England, but I don't see you coming back from this one. 42-3. 45-3. This is the biggest. 52-3. This is the biggest dominance in a playoff game I've ever seen in rebuild history. Jesus, that is impressive stuff. Can't lie at all. That's unbelievable. That's actually unbelievable. We're on to the Super Bowl again, man. See how we played. It was against Haskins, who threw 3 picks. His defense is smothering. I think Kendall Fuller was the greatest move we could have ever made. Zeke Elliott, almost 200 rushing yards. Just a team effort. This team is really built to beat almost anyone possible. They missed a kick. It would have doubled their points. So it's against the Falcons. Bird versus Bird dominance. Hopefully on our side. Offensive line looking good. Only guy that's really on the lower side would be Trey Turner here. Or Trey Turner. I always call him Trey, even though it's most likely Trey. Let's see how good Devin White is. What's his? He's still superstar. Well, still superstar. He was star, I believe. Excel. He's a beast. Absolute beast. Coverage probably could do with some upgrading. What's his block shed? They must be run stopping. I can't say anything because they're killing it. They definitely went with the run stopper style, which works out because with great coverage already, it doesn't really matter on the inside too much. We need that run stopping stuff. So I can see why we're so locked down. This is easily a top 5 team rebuild-wise this year for us. Going against the 88 overall Falcons in the Super Bowl, we should win. I'd be very happy with it because that would be a very successful rebuild under our belt. Good dynasty after, the first year. We never looked back. I mean, even the first year, we made the playoffs, I believe, at 10-6. But here, we look really good. Unstoppable, even. Falcons not really known for a great defense, so, I mean, as long as our offense can keep up some points, defense should do just enough to win this game. I mean, just looking at last game, we should kill them in this one. And early on, we take the ball away and score instantly. They're not going to go away, though. They will tie the game up, already putting up more than double, almost more than quad the points that the Patriots did. Started the second half, and somehow the Falcons' defense is making this a close game. Of course, our defense is doing the same. It's a tied game. We do have to punt, though, into the end zone, it appears. Okay, what's happening? Punter battle, apparently. Maybe not actually. The defense, I think, locked him down. This is looking good. Oh, we safetied him, actually. I didn't even notice that. We safetied him. If we score a touchdown here, we win the Super Bowl. I think we just won the Super Bowl. 5 minutes left. Defense just has to slow him down, and that's exactly what they're doing. They do get a huge play there, though. The defense does a pretty good job slowing them down because they stop them dead, and we win back-to-back Super Bowls. A 9-point Super Bowl victory over the Falcons. This is one of our all-time great rebuilds. We drafted some really good players in the real 2019 draft class. Maybe a little overrated in some of the devs, but at the same time, we did get Devin White. He should probably be superstar and should have definitely been a faster player. Paris Campbell also, only normal dev, should be quicker, better. So at the end of the day, we got a little bit, overvalued Metcalf, but we also did have other guys that were underrated, so I can't really say much. Is it Zeke again? It is. Actually, I don't know if it was Zeke last time. Zeke with 111 yards, 1 touchdown. The Bruiser, really just consistent as hell. Easily the most consistent Madden franchise player in Sim you'll ever see. He's just always good. Always. Never bad, always solid. Super dependable. If you get him, your running game is going to be good no matter whose scheme you're running, playbook, offensive line, the players around it. It doesn't matter. He's going to be a great player. And obviously, he helps us lead the Ravens to back-to-back Super Bowls, creating a dynasty. The Ravens moving up as one of the best franchises ever with the recent Flacco win. 3 Super Bowls in the span of 10-ish years. I think 10 to 15 years. That moves you up pretty quickly in that category. So definitely a solid one. Defensively, any crazy numbers? No. Good stuff. Let's take a look at field goal kicking. Oof. There's a reason to look at that. That's 6 points off the board. Completely changes the game, obviously. Who knows how the game would have went. Hauschka, the veteran, looking to retire after that one. If not, even if he doesn't retire, there's going to be pitchforks, man. But anyways, we do win this. We're going to sim just in case we do want to come back and do a reload to see if we can win like 5 in a row or something crazy. Obviously, signing Lamar Jackson next season is obviously going to really make this team hard to manage. I think we had to pay him next season. I'm not even sure, actually. 3 years. Yeah, I think we'd have to pay him next season. An unbelievable deal it would probably be. Devontae Adams getting older. Even if he, isn't needing a contract, he's not going to last very long regardless. So there would be a couple of guys that, you would see off the team. But overall, I think you would easily get another season or two with an amazing God squad. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, maybe subscribe, maybe like the video if you liked it. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, if you have any suggestions for rebuild ideas, 10-year sim ideas, because, of course, we technically made our last 10-year sim unless we decide to do another special, style. I don't know, maybe you do a fantasy draft, but we don't pick. We're not going to do another one if there's no suggestions for something unique. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!